it's the first Sunday of the month, and in Paris, every first Sunday of the month, there's a lot of museums that are free. So today I actually wanted to go and check a couple of places. The first one I'm going to is the library, and it's in the Assemblée Nationale. It had very beautiful photos, and I've never been, so I thought it's a great day to do so. And then if I have still enough energy, I will go to the second library that is in Hotel de Ville. It's a little further out from the first stop. It's about 30-minute walk, and it's sunny, and it's always a nice walk across the center of the city with the Eiffel Tower. We'll see if we will make it to the second one, but I'll definitely see you in the first one. I find autumn so beautiful in Paris this year. I was thinking back and trying to remember another year that was as beautiful, at least in my perception. And it was like, well, how was it last year? And then I've realized that I actually wasn't here 2 years in a row for this 3 weeks/1 month when it's turning all yellow. Some years it's actually turning too quickly, like it's falling too quickly, and you don't even get this golden period. And also in Paris I never feel like it's very golden compared to some other states where you have a lot of trees that turn like yellow, orange and red. Here you have few trees that turn yellow, like the ones behind me. But even this, I feel not every year you have it. Plus this year it's so beautifully sunny. I mean, it's cold, but it's definitely sunnier than I remember some of the other years. Okay, I got to the building, but now I'm a bit confused. Where's the entrance, and if there is actually an entrance? So I saw this library on the list of the beautiful libraries in Paris, but I actually did not check what are the rules to access to the Assemblée Nationale. And from what I know, it's a governmental building, but it looked like you can access the library. So it doesn't look like I can go there from this side, but let's hope that we can go around and there is another entrance. To be honest, so far it doesn't look very open. Okay, I actually see the sign that says the entrance. So this is the entrance, and it says the visitors entrance is there. Okay, this one is an epic fail. Not only it's not open like I thought the first Sunday of the month, apparently just not a part of it. But in addition, I've also learned that you need to book in advance. This seems to be a thing I need to check. I just don't know, somehow it just doesn't get into being a reflex for me to check things in advance. I just decide to go on a whim, and then it ends up being like this. On the plus side, it's a very nice weather, and so it was a nice walk. And on another plus side, it's actually the second one might be open, but it might not be. It might be like just the same as this one. So before we go to the second spot, I actually will try to find a coffee somewhere, so that in case the second one is closed, it's not a complete waste of time. Okay, this day is fun. The second place is also closed, so I think I mixed it up. I thought first Sunday of the month it's similar to the Journée du Patrimoine, where they open places that are usually closed. But now I realize that it's just like a free access to the place that are already open. This second one is also closed. So this was kind of a complete epic fail for the visits. The good news, I'm next to one of the coffee shops that I really like, and it was a good walk. So it's not a complete waste of time. But yeah, I need to check and book in advance. On Sunday, we tested 2 places for my upcoming episodes. One is for the brunch, and this was the salty crabs that are called galettes in France. And then after that, we checked a coffee shop. This one was really good, so it's definitely making it into my episode about the best coffee places in Paris. You know what to do not to miss those. Okay, so I've got some lights, studio lights. I'm not quite sure that actually it's a good option. I've never used the light like this before. It looked square, and the reason I picked this one over the one we had before is because it looked smaller. Ooh, look, it has the little thingy. I mean, it was sold as a portable thing, so I guess it makes sense. It will be easy to store. Okay, let's now look if it's actually good for us. I mean, it doesn't look smaller than the other one, but the other one didn't have a square box. Oh, it's actually what I thought it would be. Look how small it is. I think that's not the light. That should be the second part. Yeah, that's the light. So yeah, that's what I wasn't sure about. So this is the remote or whatever it is. So you put it down. So I think I'll probably not keep this one, because I don't like that it's like two pieces, you see. I mean, the light is small, but I like if I have to use the second piece, it's kind of... Look, I think this is a power block. That's what I wasn't sure about, because if it was just that, it's cool. But with this part, it's honestly like just the difference is just two pieces versus one, and I kind of prefer one. Good morning. It's been a little while since I vlogged, and I was sick like for a few days, and then I just didn't get back to my usual rhythm. And then I also still struggle with finding an editor who will edit my vlogs, and without it I just feel like it accumulates more and more of the stuff I don't edit, which is more frustrating than anything, because it just doesn't come out on time. And anyway, it's been a few days, and so I decided to kind of break it a little bit and share the updates. I don't have anything planned outside of just running a couple of errands. The main one is returning some Amazon purchases. I started to order things to set up the studio in Paris apartment, just like a main light, the stand, and softbox to just soften the light. The first one I ordered didn't quite work well for us. It seemed fancy and it seemed small, but it's more to manage because it actually comes in two-piece setup. And so I ordered a new one. I need to bring this one back. And I also ordered something I like that was kind of invading my Instagram feed. So this, I don't know if you saw this one, but this is healthy vegan dessert. It's not sponsored, by the way. I really love what they did with the marketing. And when you look at this is the main photos inside, and they come with this cute packages. They're all very original. I think I have like about 10 in this whole package. As I tried it already, you don't get the first impressions. I must say that I was more excited about it versus what I felt just after I tried it. The main reason is it's not sweet enough. While I don't like overly sweet things, I like something that is on average like 20 grams of sugar per 100 grams. So this one is at 8. But it doesn't have a very pronounced taste. I feel like it's a really great product if it could be slightly sweeter. So yeah, if you're not too much of a sweet tooth but you want something original, definitely something to consider trying. Yeah, I just like, my days are not that, I didn't plan much. Yeah, so let's get editing. I just gonna finish my coffee. Later this day, I checked one more place for the coffee shop episodes and also dropped off my film that I cannot wait to see developed. Good morning. I just received my photo scans. This time I tried a new lab to see what's the differences, and also for this one of the two films I was actually not sure if it will turn out into anything, and my main lab is quite expensive, and this one they had an option to have a lower resolution scans, which honestly I don't need like the highest quality because I'll probably not gonna print it on the wall, you know, but even if I need it in the future, I can just rescan the film. And one of the advantages of this one is actually to get back your negatives, like the film strip. You just come into their shop and you can get it. Versus with my main lab, they don't have the office where you can come yet. So from the interview with the founder, we discovered that they just started in their garage basically. And so it's not like a shop where the clients can just come and be welcome. Versus this one, it's much longer standing business. And so you just come to the shop and you leave your film and then you can pick it up. It's the same price between the two labs if I go for the highest resolution, but I've realized I don't need it. And if you go like one step down, it's basically half the price. Okay, so this one I sent 2 films. There's one of this famous camera that I ended up selling. So I tested it in a shop and they say it works fine, but then with this last roll, I still had some issues when I would press the button, it just like stays for too long. From the first roll, a lot of my photos turned out to be blurry. The other thing too, I was shooting with the expired film. And now when I look at it, I've realized there was so much grain. I mean, it kind of looks artsy. So I'm starting with the first one and this was flowers in the apartment. It's definitely blurry, but it kind of has a feel to it. Yeah, the second one is complete mess. The third one is just like a grain. So I think the third one is actually not blurry, but I think this one is the film problem because, yeah, I can definitely see there's a lot of grain and it's quite white. Then the next one is blurry. This one I don't know. Oh, so this is the flowers. They didn't turn it correctly. Okay, this one is really blurry. Yeah, I think the film was a big issue, but then a lot of them, they're just like, yeah. Yeah, so there is a few shots that turned out okay, considering all the issues. The guy who originally sold the camera, he gave 3 rolls for free. They were all expired and I never shot with expired film before. I know that if you store it correctly, it's actually fine, but it was like 3 years old after expiration date and I'm pretty sure he didn't store it correctly. I'm glad I didn't use most expensive film because it's like mostly messed up. I put it now in this camera. This is my cupboard camera and I put the second expired film inside. I kind of expected to turn out similar. I'll see. This black and white film was kind of the last chance I was given the camera. Not regretting selling it. Okay, so the second roll was a good film and it was the good camera. The film I used was the one I wanted to try, Portra 160. The first shot, I think it may be the last. I'm not sure how it happened, but it's like this double exposure. And I mean, it's kind of artsy, but it's also like weird. And I don't know how it ended up like this. Oh, so this one, I think it's probably the first shot and it's kind of cut on top. Oh, this is cool. So I asked a stranger to take a photo of me and I really like how it turned out. The other reason I wanted to use this lab, I've discovered since that my main one does the color correction. So when you send them, they also ask you for inspiration photos. And then they adjust the colors based on your inspiration. As I was buying different films, it's kind of defeated the purpose of buying different films because they would just bring it all to kind of similar colors. And I wanted to see how it would look like based on different films. And so this one is actually, I quite like it. Oh wow, that's cool. I've got the sun leak on one of the photos, which looks very artsy. I like this film and I'm glad that I developed it to see how it renders naturally. So there is another shot of stranger taking a photo of me. This one I liked a bit less. This one is fine. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think it's because I was shooting towards the sun. It's just overexposed and the colors are kind of washed out. But the other photos are really nice. Oh, how come? So there is one I took in the museum and it's just blurry. Usually this camera doesn't give blurry results, but the colors are really beautiful. Oh, this is pretty too. Oh, here I'm out of focus. Yeah, so this is the third photo I asked somebody to take, but because camera just did it the way it did it, I'm out of focus. But I mean, it kind of has something to it. This one is cool. Oh, this is out of focus too. Interesting. I mean, those are photos at night, so it's kind of makes sense, but I actually didn't expect that this camera would shoot out of focus. Yeah, I need to figure out why it's out of focus because it's just like all automatic. These are cool shots. Some of them actually, I don't know, I feel like it might have been not the best pick for this film because some of the shots were dark, but then it's 160 ISO, which kind of makes sense and I should have used it at night. So that would be roll number 7, well actually 8. So I'm close to my first 10 rolls. I'm still into it. I feel like, I don't have the same excitement as at the very beginning, but I really want to get into a habit of shooting more with film. It just has a very different feel to it. On Sunday, I went to check yet another place for brunch. It's located in this beautiful garden called Palais Royal, and it's now my favorite place for the waffles in Paris. And I'm off to edit it into the episodes I mentioned. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.